And welcome to my first bi-monthly screencast in which I will be going over some of the technical aspects and challenges of my independent study, the virtual tour of Bates College. In this first screencast, I would like to go over some of the techniques that I will be using to stitch together these Matterport spaces which I have. And yeah, so let's get right to it. These past few weeks, I've been thinking about a few ways to sort of give context to these beautiful Matterport scans that we have. And what I mean by that is we have these Matterport scans which you go in and take with the Matterport camera, and it creates these 3D meshes of buildings on campus. And as you can see, it's pretty amazing what the camera can do. This was one I took the other day of Gomes Chapel, and basically you can move through these spaces, these beautiful spaces on Bates campus, and toggle between this view, which actually is the 3D model itself, which is something that's pretty special, and you can even get the floor plan view. And so I'm not going to go too much into detail of how you can edit and sort of enrich these scans with content, but the basic idea is using this Matterport workshop here, you can embed content, multimedia content, videos, text, to sort of give information about the buildings by which you're in. But that's going to be more for the blog section of this class. So in this, I would like to go over more of the technical challenges and aspects. So if we go ahead and we just go back to DCS, close this up, close this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started. So the past few weeks, I've been thinking of ways to stitch together these scans, like the Gomes Chapel that I just showed you, and I stumbled upon what I think will be a great and easy way to get the 3D models of campus, which is using Google Earth touring options. So if we go ahead and open Google Earth Pro, we have an image of our Earth. So right now we can go to My Places, and if we wanted to make a new tour of Bates College, we can go to My Places and add a folder, and we'll call this Bates Virtual College Tour, BVCT for short, and this will be a Google Earth tour of Bates College campus. So what this lets you do is sort of just create starting points which you jump between, and it's really quite amazing. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's say I want the image of the globe to be my starting point. I go ahead into this top menu and I add place mark, and let's call this place A, and starting point for tour will be the description. We'll call that OK. And if I want to actually set this as the default view for my first thing, I go down here and I click snapshot view. Okay, awesome. So now let's actually get to Bates College. Go ahead, you search that up, and it gives you, it's going to zoom in on the college. And this is really cool. All of these things are layers which can sort of be toggled. So let's say I want to get rid of those. I go to layers and I click that. I want to make sure that my 3D buildings are enabled, which they are. And I want to go ahead and click a starting point. So I think that Commons for me is the beating heart of campus. So let's let's go ahead and start there. So I'm going to go ahead and get the right angle and the right zoom, which I think is an appropriate fit for campus. And let's say I want an overview of campus to be the first shot. So this is a pretty decent view of campus. So I'll go ahead, I'll make another marker, and I will call this campus, or I'll call this B, and I'll say campus overview. Now I'll go click OK. I will snapshot view, and I will disable that, which just toggles the yellow pin mark you see. Okay, so now let's start at Commons per se, which I think is the center of campus. So again, I go ahead to this top bar, and I click Commons, which would be the name of the building, and so Bates College Dining Hall. Okay. And awesome. So we go here, and I'm going to disable that. I'm going to right click, snapshot view, and I'm going to go ahead and get my next view, which will be the Quorum Library. So now let's say I want this, and I want to change my view of Quorum. I don't know. Let's say I like this view better from the quad. So I add this right here, call this Quorum Library, and yeah, we'll do that. We'll click on Quorum, snapshot view, and let's add one more per se. Let's go to the Gomes Chapel, and let's move around. If you can see, these 3D models are pretty cool. This is actually exactly what I wanted. I think it gives students a great perspective. And let's add one final location. We'll call this Gomes Chapel. Okay. And we'll toggle those, and we'll go Gomes Chapel, and we'll go snapshot view. Okay, awesome. So now that we have this BVCT, we can go ahead down to this folder. So now to return back to the tour, with all these places in, I can give you a sense of what it would look like on the bare bones. So if we go here and we play tour, it's going to take you to our first view, which is starting point A. And after a certain amount of seconds, which is all customizable, we'll zoom in to point B, which is an overview of campus. And afterwards, we'll go to Commons, which is what I set. And I'd just like to note that all of this, again, is customizable. You can actually add pathways. You can add images, text, places. So there's a lot of cool kind of features, along with links, which could potentially go towards the Matterport scans or have that outside of this viewer. But now that we have that all set, we can go ahead and we can click the save icon, which we'll call BCVT underscore final, and we'll click OK. And then yeah, we'll go here. We'll click on our starting location, and we'll go up to our tools and movie maker, and we'll save this to bcvt underscore final dot movie, or final underscore movie, and we'll call it HD, but we don't want to take too long, so we'll just go in 720p, and we'll create this movie. The file name is invalid. Okay. Save to. Okay. Save is there. Maybe it needs to be saved to desktop. Save, create movie. Okay. So it should now take us through the tour. So here it should run through, and it's more or less taking a screen recording of what I just did. Yeah, so that's that. And I'd just like to note while that's happening, there's a whole page dedicated towards customizing this. It's called KML Touring. You can use image overlays, paths, polygons, place marks, templates, smoothing it out, pausing a tour, 3D models, a bunch of really cool stuff. And you could actually load this video into a third-party editing software, which will probably be even better. So now we can click stop recording, and if we go to our another desktop, we have a video here. So now that our movie has finished exporting, go ahead and give you a look. One thing to keep in mind is that I did choose low low quality because I wanted to export quickly, so the final copy of this would be much clearer. And again, this was just a way to show you what could be, but the capabilities and the possibilities for something like this are really endless in how much you want to customize it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and see you guys in a few.